it's your girl Nita V, and thank you for coming to kick it with me. Okay, yeah, we're not even gonna talk about what time is, and I'm gonna try not to be emotional. I'm trying not to be emotional. Welcome to Kickin It Wit Nita. This is my second live on YouTube, and I'm using this platform to start a podcast that um, I would have manifested from my childhood, to be honest. And I just really want to talk about that. So, again, thank you for coming to kick it with me. Grab you some wine because I got me some. And I'm going to make me no judgment over here. This is a judgment-free zone, okay? Um, Not only is it a judgment-free zone, I'm going to be very transparent on here. I think this is going to really give me an opportunity to truly be myself in a way that I don't feel like I've created a space that I do that often. I actually prefer live and doing this when nobody's watching. There's no viewers right now, and I'm fine. Honestly, I'm not doing it to just be seen or want the world to know me. It's if I'm honest, if I'm transparent, in my life, I've felt like the only time that I'm doing anything right is when I'm performing. And I know that to not be true. I got a little imposter syndrome going on, but I'm healing through it. I'm working through it. Okay, and where it is, go look it up. Okay, because you very much so might have that going on as well. It's like when you really know that you're great, but you kind of feel guilty about it, so you constantly shrink yourself. And I know that's, I can't quite say it's very different from low self-esteem, and I'm not trying to dive in all of that because I'm not a therapist, okay? And I do recommend therapy for anybody who feels like they have any sort of mental health. I'm an advocate for that, for real. You know what I'm saying? Should I take glasses off? I'm gonna leave them on. What's up? So I say all that to say that this podcast, these lives that I'm gonna start. I mean, I am gonna edit some videos, and like I'm gonna get some here. This, when I tell you all, this is something that I've been trying to manifest. I was a child, for real. So how y'all doing? Thank y'all for tuning into my life. Just so I can really like get out what I got to say. I'm gonna check in with y'all a bit. Please be respectful in my comments because I do have time. I do have time to clap back, but I just really don't want to do that. That's not what I'm here for. And just want to get out, what's on my mind. So podcast, Kicking It With Nita. Let's be honest, okay? When I was a kid, well, I'll start by saying this. What did you always want to be when y'all was a kid? Like, I want you to think about what was it that you always really, really wanted to be as a kid? And I would say this. When I was a kid, I remember it's like, what do I want to be? And I used to be like, everything. I want to do everything. But I did kind of have like a specific list of stuff that I wanted to do. And to be honest, I kind of did everything I said I was going to do, just probably not on the grander scale of things. Listen, I cuss, I talk in slang, I stutter. Like, people are used to Nita. I just wanted to make this little note, okay? I lose my chain of thought. I fucks with Missy Elliott. Don't try to play me. But I love Missy. Please manifest, bring that energy in my life. But I said that don't look for me to be polished on this platform, okay? I know that other things I do, I will like change my code switch. I will make it more professional. I will make appropriate, my mom appropriate, like appropriate for my children, my church. I don't give a fuck on here, okay? Okay? So I just want y'all to know I'm going to truly try to be my authentic self as an entertainer. I think sometimes it's if you're used to like switching up and changing yourself so much that it's hard to always be yourself. And I'll get into that when I talk about like why I struggle with doing stand up, even though I really, really, really want to do stand up and I know I can be really good at it. And I have done it. I'm just going to talk about that later. Back about the podcast. Kicking It With Nita. I know y'all see the sign. It says Kickin' Nita. Now, when I was a kid, like I said, I wanted to be everything. I wanted to do everything. But I definitely, more than anything, now that I've gotten older, have dissected and come down to even narrowing down being an entertainer, really down to being an actress. Like, acting is really my first passion. And I'll talk about that. But I just remember a time period in my life. I actually lived a couple doors down in this same place that I'm living now, where this same complex. I lived. Oh my God, I shouldn't have said it like that. But where I'm at, where I stay at now, a couple doors down, I lived there when I was a kid, and I remember getting to a certain point. Excuse me. I told y'all to go get y'all wine. Did y'all go get y'all wine? Don't do me. Okay? Get you some water, get you something, because we're gonna be here for a little minute. Okay? Maybe not too long. I don't know. Just know that a lot of this is me winging it. But I do have like some things I really want to get out. So I'm gonna get it out. Maybe next time I'll make some notes, but right now I like to keep it strictly improv. For me being as transparent and as real as possible, for that purpose. But I was probably around 9 years old, and I remember reaching a certain point where I felt like I couldn't talk to nobody. Nobody got me. Like, so I knew so many people, but I just felt like I really didn't have no friends. I felt like I didn't felt like I couldn't really connect with my sister anymore. She was starting to become a teenager, and she didn't want to play with Barbies anymore. And, you know, she had her friends, and she was into boys and stuff like that. And I just wasn't there. We had moved from the city into the burbs, and I went from going to like a predominantly black school, which actually was pretty mixed, really. We had a lot of Hispanic people, white people, everything, but I love that school. Shout out to number 5. So my elementary school was everything to me. And then we moved, and I had to switch schools. So 5th grade, I went to a predominantly white school. In fact, I was the only black kid in my class. There was a fine little Puerto Rican boy. Shout out to John. You know who he was. Well, I ain't seen him in years, but if I find him, I hope he was when he was little. Okay? But even him, we really like cool. You feel me? Like, wasn't cool. Now these are my early years, y'all. Okay, just bear with me. Bear with me. I'm trying to tell y'all about little Nita. Okay, and we're kicking from, because I was 9, and I remember I used to like sit in my room, and something, I don't know what initially made me, like, y'all remember the little tape recorders? Y'all have to be from, well, I'm from the 80s, but 88 baby, period, 90s kid. But we used to have this tape recorder. I think my dad really had it because my dad used to do comedy. He used to do Christian stand-up. He an OG now. He ain't too Christian. I mean, he's a Christian, but he ain't doing Christian. You feel me? And shout out to him. Shout out to my dad. But I think he used to use the tape recorder to record himself practicing his joke like that. And I don't know. I just got to the point where I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do that too. I don't exactly remember. Maybe one day I'll bring my dad or my mom on here to kind of reflect on that time period, so we could dissect it a little bit more. Oh, this leg itching. Anywho, but I was lonely. I remember feeling so lonely. And I felt like granted, I had a relationship with God. Even as a kid, I was definitely in the face. Like, I was seeking God. Okay? I'm a little bit more of a spiritual person now. But don't get me wrong, it's still Yeshua. All praises to the Most High, divine. Okay, don't get it twisted. Okay, because we could start preaching real quick. But it wasn't that. It was just like, um, it was at a time period when I went from really just really knowing who I was. I remember like trying to learn how to code switch. Like I'm like, oh, I went from talking like real, like, you know what I'm saying, little hood. And then I noticed like the Puerto Rican boy I was telling y'all about, John, like the little white girls. So that's when I like started like really like, I was tapping into Clueless because I used to watch Clueless and that girl. So, like I just had to tap into that to like get along with everybody, but still just feeling like I didn't know. I was struggling to like be myself. Like, granted, I was myself. Don't get me wrong. But then on the other end, right? Like, I remember being around that age, and that was the first time that I remember saying, like, I think I like girls. On the inside, right? On the inside. On the inside. I didn't tell nobody this. And I am not a lesbian, okay, guys? I consider myself, I don't like labels, but if you're gonna go with something, I'm gonna go with bi. But I'm by myself. So it doesn't matter because obviously I'm supposed to have questions and that's not happening. But I'm not in a rush to get in a relationship. I have so much other stuff to like. Hey, peace. Thank y'all too for kicking it with me. Thank y'all for rocking with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to keep it interesting. Do not get on here talking no Trump nothing. I swear to God, I can't wait till I get some money because I'm not doing that with y'all. I'm not. But anyways, and it's crazy because that's what I'm talking about. I felt like I had to code switch to fit in, experiencing racism by my teachers and all type of stuff that I just could not. I don't know if I was really articulating it to my parents or they weren't really getting it. I don't know. But I think because it was like the first time I was really experiencing some of that, I couldn't even call it for real. And then you're taught to, well, this they're gonna teach you that and you're gonna be this way and I grew up in church. So like I said, I remember feeling like, oh, I kind of like girls. Like, I remember seeing a lesbian couple and being like, yo, that's fly. And I was obsessed with the brat. Like, I wanted to be the brat so bad. I wanted to be the brat. And I felt like because, my parents were raising us to be, good, wholesome young ladies, Proverbs 31 type women of excellence. That's what was, stressed to us and everything. That I had to suppress that part of myself too. So, and I wasn't allowed to dress fully how I wanted to dress. I loved Blanos, bucket hats, like how to brat dress, but maybe a little, now when I'm older, a little boob out. That's me. You feel me? That's me. Might even be looking for a Judy when I'm ready, but I really want a king. Shout out to the king. Anyways, yeah. So, and I didn't really know. Of course, we don't know who we are at 9, but I felt kind of like all over the place. And when I got the recorder and pulled it out, I just remember like something just clicked. And I basically started pretending that I had my own radio show, the local station, the local #1 Black-owned station in Rochester. Shout out Rochester, New York. I know where I'm from. And I always had wanted to work at DKX. Like, I was a kid, like, I remember I had like a WDKX window decal sticker. Like, you really were supposed to put it in the car on the bumpers, but my parents was like, I remember my mom had like a station wagon. My dad had a caddy, and my daddy wasn't putting that on his caddy, but mommy had one. I believe she had one on her car. And I just remember, I don't know where I got an extra one. And I remember like the house we lived in before, wow, I'm like channeling little me for real. But the house we lived at before that I loved so much when I was at my favorite and everything, I used to have the decal in my window. And I remember even, at 8, 7 in that house, 6, 7, 8 in those years too, I felt very lonely too, and kind of lost. And I used to gaze off in the window, and I used to gaze through that window decal, and I wanted to work at the radio station. So fast forward, a year or two later, when we were engaged or whatever, where we are. God, maybe I shouldn't go lie. I'm not gonna doubt myself. I'm just gonna get into it. I just basically say that I pulled that tape recorder out, and I started pretending like I was on WDKX, and I had my own segment, and it was called Kickin It Wit Nita. I was a host, I was the guest, I was the artist, I was the new person, I was the commercials, I was doing everything, and I was changing my voice. So that's how I started learning like different accents. Like so I was doing like the Valley Girl thing, and then I started getting into doing a British accent and whatever else I was doing. I just remember like I was doing that for quite some time. Like if we did have company, if my cousins did come over and stuff like that, I would make them be on my, like the show was called Kickin It Wit Nita. I had theme song and everything. Y'all ready? This is how it was. It was like Kickin It Wit Nita is what you want to do. Kickin It Wit Nita is what you got to do. Kickin It Wit Nita is what you want to do. Have all the fun in the world. Have all the fun in the world. Yeah, take up it. Y'all funny in them comments. I'm trying not to read them, but funny. Yeah, because I had to make sure the titties was tittying. But yes, that was my theme song. Okay, maybe I need to run it back now that I'm in the dance. Do a little something with it. I need a theme song or whatever. We gonna work on this. This is a work in progress. Okay. So I had to say I'm a theme song, and I was the host, and I'd be like, yo, this Kickin It Wit Nita, and I'm your host, Shanita. Right. So yeah, there's my that's my real name. Don't call me that. Anyways, yeah. That's how I used to do it. And I was sitting in my room for hours, talking to myself, coming up with topics. I remember like really talking about some strong topics, like just as if I was on the radio for real. And I would do that for hours, and I would change my voice. And, thank you. Thank you so much. Period. Yeah, I'm from Rochester, New York. And I think the reason I was so quick to get on like YouTube and go live and start my podcast here this way, because like Facebook is more local, and granted, I don't mind my Rochester people pulling up and everything, but I get out what I gotta say without feeling like, what I'm saying, I gotta cater to anybody else's needs or anybody's feelings. I don't give a fuck who finds any of this later. I'm gonna just try to not get tore up when I'm on here, so I don't get too crazy, but I plan on being very transparent. I plan on like really just, opening up more about some things. But what's so like, I used to use the radio, the tape recorder and doing that thing, and it's just crazy because when I got to I probably did that for like 2 years. And I don't even think my parents will have the tapes. I don't know. I have to go search my daddy attic, but for real, like really go search, because I don't recall having any of those tapes anymore, and I don't know why. But I mean, can we even play tapes anymore? But I don't, like, what would you do? Like convert it? I don't know. I'm not tech savvy. I just know that was the foundation for me realizing at that young age, and it's now getting here now, that I don't need nobody else. 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 Y'all say it with me. You don't need, no, say, I don't need nobody else. You don't need nobody else. If it's your vision and God gave it to you, just do you. Not wait till you're getting older and you start feeling all this pressure, like, damn, like, what the fuck did I do with my 20s? Or damn, my kids are graduating and I didn't make it yet. To me, that I really put off something that I manifested as a kid. And let me be even more transparent. What's up? Thank you. Yes, you know I got that. I love my Mike picture. Y'all know I don't play about Mike. That's in my heart for real. I can't even express that enough. Like, don't play with me when it comes to Mike. Okay? I don't play about Mike, the brat, bees, littering. I hate it. Like, stop it. And Will Smith, don't disrespect Will Smith. Nobody disrespects Will Smith or Taraji P. Henson. I would literally want to fight y'all. I don't care. I don't care. I don't play by them. But I say that to say that I don't know why, it didn't hit me for a long time. Like, Shanita, Kicking It With Nita, that little thing that you was doing on the tape recorder and recording your voices and manifesting, working at DKX, which I did work at DKX. I worked there for 6 years, and I will get into that later too. Maybe on another episode. I don't know. We'll see where this conversation takes me, because this is a conversation. Okay, this is a conversation between me and you guys. I should get my charger because my phone's gonna die soon. But if it does, I'll probably go live again, and just make it like a part 2 video, whatever. But listen, I'm never giving this picture up. But thank y'all so much. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Donnie, I'm sorry. I didn't want to do that because I don't want to be like calling people out. But are you still in Rochester? Because we need to, roll a listen and catch up. You already know I love you forever and always. The crazy part about it is, I lost touch with that part of me as I got older and started developing crushes or my own group of friends who thought that was corny. So I put my tape recorder and my Barbies and all of that away. And just, life, it just, extracurriculars and things like that, because like I said, I was doing Kicking It With Nita in my room from like 9, I would say, to like 11, because I remember at the age of 11, my homegirl that used to live across the street from me, I just remember we would just, y'all wasn't gonna tell me my lip gloss was running. Y'all ain't shit. Why does it always run? Why does my lips always run? Like, I just feel like maybe they're not big enough and I need to do more powder. I don't know. And I do makeup. Okay? I'm not the best makeup artist. People love to book with me, but I don't really consider myself a makeup artist. I like to keep myself up, then I hook my peoples up, but Oh, period. Yes, let's link for sure. But yeah, like, I suppressed that part of me for a long time, and it was not until my junior year, like in between my sophomore and junior year, that it actually clicked back into me that I need to get, that I have a passion or a thing for radio and TV, and that I need to get in that arena. And so my junior and senior year, while I was at Brighton, I went to EMCC out in Fairport for TV broadcasting. And that's where, like, I started tapping back into that old thing with myself. But again, distraction. So maybe y'all don't know. I don't know if y'all heard from my first past or looked at my page at all, but I have 18-year-old twins. Like, my twins just turned 18 in January. They'll be graduating in a couple months. And when I was at their age, I was at 18 and 3 months, I had them. So, yeah. But prior to that, I was just starting to remember who I was. And I felt like, once again, like, life, as a parent, it's not about your dreams anymore. Like, you threw that away when you threw away going to college because you kept the baby that turned out to be 2 babies. And so, I you kind of get lost parenting. It didn't hit me for a long time again. Like, I started doing nails and aesthetics and stuff like that. So y'all see me talk about that and all of that. Um, um, are they Capricorns? No, my babies are Aquariuses. And I'm a Scorpio. Big Scorpio. 11/11/88. Lem, y'all. Lem. That's my birthday. So, you know, it's doubles over here. It's all doubles. Lem, 88. I got twins and twins. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, oh my God. I didn't get my charger. I love y'all. Thank y'all for letting me be myself. Thank y'all for rocking with me. Thank y'all for letting me be my motherfucking self, okay? I appreciate this platform. And I don't, like, I'm telling you, like, for real, whoever pull up on here, okay, again, I'm gonna be transparent. This, my platform ain't to throw salt to nobody. I don't hate nobody. I don't have no malice towards nobody. If I ever bring you up, podcast, I promise you it's only for healing purposes. The only thing I don't really identify with a Scorpio for real is I don't really hold grudges. Like, I'm easy to apologize to. I might not fuck with you, but I'm easy to apologize to, and I do not hold grudges. Like, seriously. I've been fucked over by some people that I still really wish them well. I always wish them well. You know why? Because wellness is a beautiful thing. And when we heal ourselves, we can help heal others. And when we heal ourselves and heal others, we can heal this world for real. And I just, come on now, I truly believe in that. So, give me a second, y'all. I'm about to grab my charger. Don't go away. And don't judge me because I put my massage table away from my service earlier today. But I'll be right back. Let me grab my charger. I am one of them people, y'all, for real, that my phone just be dying all the time because I really do not keep it charged enough. I kind of need a new phone. I need a computer. But all of that, we're not talking about what we need and what we don't. Okay, we're going to make do with what we do got. And that's why I'm here, to make do with what I do have. Myself. Gotta readjust this. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Bear with me, yeah. Gotta bear with me. I'm not a singer. Never said that. Never told you I was a singer for real. I was a choir, but I'm not a singer. Like, I could do a little harmony, a little backup, but I'm not a singer. I really am a dope ass rapper, so make sure y'all check out my old content. Don't judge me on the appearance, but listen to the parts. Especially that J. Cole middle child cover I did. I definitely, my rap career, that is something I'm going to say for another episode. You'll hear me saying that a lot. I'm just saying these things for a whole lot of episodes because I got a lot to tea. Lots to talk about. I just really don't want to lose my spot in my... Man, don't judge me, please. Don't judge me. I'm not very technically savvy. I'm going to work on it. Think about going back to school and like finishing my goal. I could feel more confident in all that I do anyway. But, you know, I'm like, I'm a bitch. Now I gotta move the chair over. Oh my God. So let's get back into it. Yeah, so it took me, like I said, after I had my children, you know, I got very much so wrapped around just survival mode. And survival mode will really have you, like, forgetting who you are, losing faith, not believing in yourself. And the crazy part about it, while I was in survival mode, though, I did start, like, really going after things that I wanted to do, or at least opportunities were like falling in my lap. That's how I felt. Me getting my job at DKX, a bunch of like things that I experienced between working there or traveling and performing with the improv team. Like, I met so many celebrities. Even just the way that like God really makes a way out of no way sometimes, you know what I'm saying? You might feel like that's what survival mode is. Like I was in survival mode, but like, you know, I just kind of lost sight of myself for a long time. I was in a fog for a long time. And the pandemic pushed me into another version of myself that I truly love and I appreciate, because without that version of myself where I am today, even though I still feel like, you know, I'm still low-key kind of struggling, but I struggle with ease. Now I struggle with ease because I know God got me. And I don't need nobody but myself. Because nobody's coming to save me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Nobody's coming to save us. Like, the gag is that the Christ that's coming to save us is, okay? But we're not going to talk about that because I'm not here to preach and I'm not here to argue. Anyways, because a lot of y'all think it's about to be a figure coming out the sky any day now and all this Trump mess is going to end. I'm not. Anyways, you better wake up. Tap in. And I ain't even all the way there. But the pandemic really took my life to another level. Because when everything... This episode got me sounding like such a little thing. Oh my God, I don't know who I am. I was lonely. I had no friends. Like, bitch, shut up. Stand up. No, but for real. Because I thought the world was going to shit. I thought it was revelations. I didn't realize how not woke I was, how unprepared I was, how much I wasn't living in my purpose. I just didn't know what to do with myself. And the pandemic forced me to boss up. And you know, I'm still, even with my services and stuff, I'm still not where I want to be at all. Well, I don't see the reason why I'm not where I want to be. Let's keep it a buck with the services that I do. Now, it's not the only, but one thing I will say is that, like I said in the Just Start episode, if you have B, then you really didn't believe in plan A. And granted, you are to have multiple hustles and everything, but I feel like as you venture out and other things, you really should still focus on your, what's the word I'm trying to find? Steve Harvey say it all the time. The thing that you do the easiest, that you're really good at, that you would do for no money. That's how I felt acting and voice acting and poetry and comedy, but really, really, really just acting with the base of that. Because I feel like if I was to have focused on acting more, hey baby, thank you. I love you too. I love y'all so much. I really do. What I was saying. If I lose my train of thought, y'all remind me. Y'all know I smoke weed. I'm rolling up right now. Whoa! I didn't want y'all to see. The phone just fell right in my titties. Oh my God, guys. It's okay though. It's okay. It's okay. I'm not tripping. Are y'all tripping? Because I'm not tripping. I say all that to say this. It's okay to, I guess, to a certain extent, it's okay to have a backup plan, but never lose sight of the first plan. And even with the pandemic forcing me to boss up with my services, you know, I never fully really tapped into content and performing and roles and all that stuff the way that I would have liked. Now that I'm reflecting, you ask my town, you ask the people in my town, they're gonna be like, oh my God, Nita's so tired. I seen her do da 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 da. A lot of it, y'all, don't have the reels. You know, like I performed with the comedy team for years, and I don't have hardly no footage or nothing I ever did, nothing. And the truth be, I don't even want it, y'all, because I look different. I'm not look, I ain't lose no ton of weight. It's a mentality thing that I can see on me. And so it sometimes it's hard to look back at that time period because of how much I really didn't love myself, y'all. I really struggled with that. And it really took me sitting down in the pandemic, and my friend London, shout out to her. That's definitely been one of my day ones since I was a kid. And I'll tell this all the time. Friend has the prettiest feet in the world. Okay. And I'm not even trying to be funny because I'm not a feet person, even though I do pedicures. Okay. I'll talk about that too. But it's she has really, really beautiful feet, right? And she don't play feet. Like her feet is her moneymaker. I will plug her Instagram to let y'all know I don't play about facts. Friend got really pretty feet and she don't play about her feet. So she called me one day and she was living in like North Carolina, some shit like that. And the pandemic had everything shut the fuck down. Friend called me like, Nita, girl, I know you doing feet. And I'm like, huh? She like, please tell me that you are doing feet. I know you went to school for nails. I know you always had your little side hustles of doing nails and pedicures and doing stuff. And I listen, I get on my feet. I religiously get my feet done every week. I'm coming into town and I'm somewhere to get my feet done. And she was like, Nita, I will pay you whatever you say. I will tip you. I will buy whatever you need. I need you to do my feet, friend. And I was like, I guess so. She was like, I guess so. I know you are capitalizing off this opportunity. You got to. And I was, I was nervous about letting people in my house, catching COVID. No, even though I was never really fearful about COVID. Like, I really wasn't. I felt like God had me, and still does. I just never really ate that whole scare tactic up. I really didn't. Yeah. And y'all ain't got me like that. So, when friends said that, I was like, bet. So I went out, bought some shit, set it up, little pen on the floor, just some simple shit or whatever. And I posted her feet when I was done, and that shit went like Rochester viral for real. And after that, people was hitting me, to get their feet done. And the crazy part is, when I first started, I wasn't working. I was on DSS. I ain't had no job. The reason why London hit me in the first place was because I had I had just started playing with acrylic again after like mad years of not doing any of that. And so this episode ran way longer than I wanted. I don't care. Listen, sometimes it's gonna be quick, long, whatever. Like, this is just fun. I'm new here, y'all new here, we new together. Fuck it. Yeah, so London had I posted that shit. It went like Rochester viral and people was hitting me all the time. But I had posted like my nails, and that's why she was like, oh shit, Nita, you do nails. So it was just crazy how that opened up. And from there I started doing feet on the floor. Like, I'm doing feet on the floor. I'm trapping feet. I'm doing I was doing pedicures, and then I had got a job. No, wait a minute. Before I got the job, like, I had a neighbor that moved in downstairs to me. Shout out to Shay. And that's my bookie butt. I love you forever and always, no matter what. But Shay pushed me to a whole nother level because I was starting to do services. Like, so I'm doing feet and manicures. And from there, I started getting into waxing. I was like waxing, doing body waxing, cooties and all of that. But I'm a little too gay for that, y'all. Okay? All right? Like, buy for that. I had to stop waxing because, yeah, that was I can't wax people for the same reason I can't be a chef. I just don't like preparing other people's meals. I'm greedy. I like to eat. Yeah, that's why I don't do that. So anyways, but then I got into massages and makeup and all that stuff. just pushed me. She was doing hair, she trapping downstairs, I'm trapping there. Then my sister came and she was doing on my crib, like together. She been doing hair on her crib, but then she was doing hair on my crib, and we was trapping. Like it was beauty on the boulevard. When I tell you we was trapping, and then I went so far as I had got a job, and I couldn't even focus on the job for real because I'm just thinking like when I get out, I'm gonna do this with the clients, and I was building it up and all of that. Like it was a home spot. It was really dope. It was really nice vibe and everything. But you know, at some point, I had to admit to myself, you know, all these years later and everything, sometime within there, it was just like, because I do skits, I do comedy, like people at whole shows. It was like, I do like a lot of little bit here or there of a little bit of everything. Music, just Busy Bee. My name is Nita B. And I used to think that Busy Bee shit was cute. It's not. I'm tired. I want to live a soft life. I don't want to be that damn busy, okay? And I'm getting older. So I want to slow it down. I need just a few commitments. And when I ain't trying to be too damn busy now. But yeah, like that pushed me so hard that I just really got, you know, wrapped up in that. And of course back to you know, envisioning, like me and my sister are always in our own salon, and that was definitely, and I think still is, a goal. I wouldn't say it's a top priority right now, but definitely a goal. One way and another. Y'all hear me say that a lot, one way and another. Just like that, because I'm gonna do it one way and another. Okay, and I say in, but yeah, that was that's a dream of mine. But I had to, some point in there, I realized like I'm doing myself a disservice. And I really want to start my podcast. One day I just had an epiphany, like Kicking It Wit Nita was a podcast. So I need a podcast. But I definitely, over the years, I done like really overthought the process. Like, look how easy this is. This is easy. This is simple. It's not that hard. I got one little ring light. I like I told y'all before, I don't even have no mic. I don't care what my makeup look like. I don't care about getting dressed, nothing. I'm going to sit here and talk to y'all. Whoever listen, y'all listen. If y'all don't, y'all don't. I don't care. It's not about you. It's about me. And if you don't like it, there's the door. But I say all that to say that for a long time, like even with I was building emotion around myself to the point where I was even recognized in a local magazine under the She Hustles article, and they did a whole spread on me, and I didn't feel like I deserved. Oh, I'm not in a shop, or I'm not even really balling for real. Like I'm hustling, but it's just to keep my head above water and take care of my kids. Like I ain't shopping for real. I ain't fresh. And a lot of people came up off them PP. I ain't getting none of that, bruh. I almost ain't even get a stimulus. Dang it, shit. I was fucked up. I was fucked up in the pandemic. Okay, and I won't really go all the way in that too much more. But what I wanted to say was that I just got to a point. Like in that article, I told them that I was starting my podcast come that fall or something like that. Bro, that was probably like 3 or 4 years ago now. And I bring it up a lot, but I had a TV opportunity that kind of changed the trajectory of how I started seeing myself after all my and building my brand and all of that tore me down. And I was like low-key like really trying to pull myself out the hole from that over the last 2 years, because it was clearly a big misunderstanding, and I'm still not ready to talk about it. So y'all have to just keep tuning in, because one day I'm gonna spill the tea, but not today. Today was about the origin of Kickin'. And I say all of that to say, granted I said that 3 or 4 years ago, I'm going to get to Kicking It Wit Nita. I was painting it out. Like I made me and my daughter was like painting one day, and I made a whole sign before the sign. I always said Kicking It Wit Nita. That time period when I worked at DKX for 6 years, I would get on the radio station, and I say name, I call them out. I don't care. I'm gonna always shout them out, because at the end of the day, that was a great foundation for me. And like I said, it was something I always wanted to do since I was a kid. And for me to have manifested that in my life was wonderful. Did I feel like it was all of what I wanted or expected? Absolutely not. Did I feel that I could have been treated a little bit differently? For sure, for sure. But I recognize a lot of time in every area of life, I'm just kind of misunderstood. I don't know. I think it's a Scorpio thing, but I think people just kind of really misunderstand my energy and who I am, and that's why I need this platform, because I feel like that it'll finally like tie some things together and people will start understanding me a little bit more. Even though I really don't give a fuck who wanted me. That's the ironic part. Like now I really don't give a fuck. That's why I actually finally started. Because I finally don't give a fuck. You know, I cared too much. I cared too much. And that held me for a long time. Now I'm at the point where I don't care to be on the stage. I don't care to do all that extra stuff. Like, don't get me wrong, especially if I'm there. But it's just like I don't care to put myself out there for people anymore. Like if it's not fully for me, it's not bringing me, it's not what I need to like get my thoughts out and creative energy, then I don't want nothing to do with it for real. Like I really don't. Or I'm not gonna sweat it. I'm not even gonna say I don't want nothing to do with it, because it is my passion to help bring out other people's passion. But it's not a top priority no more. You feel me? Like I just used to really be a huge people person, people pleasing, and I'm not that no more. And that's why I'm finally able to sit. And I had to myself, because I don't want to make it seem like I'm oh so healed that I don't still have these traits or I don't put up with bullshit. Sometimes I do put up with bullshit. I think we all do to a certain extent. But I'm becoming more like no nonsense and just a little bit more transparent and just a little bit more giving myself more grace to be myself and be a little bit more transparent. And I promise y'all don't gotta worry. Like I ain't about to spill everybody. It's about me. I'm not about. I think some people in my life are like, oh, are you gonna expose this? You gonna say that? No. I can fully say that. If you get caught up in the whirlwind, I just might have to talk about some things that maybe avert your eyes. But I'm not here to disrespect nobody or tie down. That's the last thing I want to do. Even if it is somebody who's hurt or tore me down. That's not my objection. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I can't battle rap. And I can rap. And people used to always tell me, Nita, why you don't battle rap? Because I don't want to tear nobody down. I don't have to tear nobody down to big me up. So, you know, that's just where I'm in. That's just where I'm in. But I say that all this, and I guess I'll tie it up a little bit now. I done had y'all here for 49 minutes. I want to say that if you could tap into your younger self, if you could tap into that little girl or that little boy before the world like changed you and before the world started telling you who you was and all of that, what is that thing that you wanted to do? Now, it might be too late. It might not be that thing. Like, I can understand if you always wanted to be in the NFL and now you're not doing shit with football because you're out of shape or you had kids and, you know, life took hold. But maybe you might want to be a coach, or maybe you might want to just design jerseys, or like, you never know what where that passion can lead you to. But tap into it, because I have a gut feeling this is gonna help perpetuate me to where I need to be in life, and probably more exponentially than I could ever imagine. And it might not feel like that right now, with just a few viewers and a platform that I've had for years that I haven't posted anything, where it's organized, it's all over the place. I don't have a niche. I never had a niche on TikTok and Facebook. I don't have a niche. I'm just Nita. You're gonna see all type of stuff from me. And you know, it might not all be motivating because I'm broke and ratchet. Don't steal that bitch, because I'm putting it on. It's already solidified, okay? woke and ratchet, okay? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so this is a safe space. I really do appreciate y'all talking back to me and the feedback and everything. But you know, I just wanted to tap into the fact of, you know, like that same little girl that didn't need nobody sitting in my room recording my envisioning my life and manifesting my dreams for real, still don't need nobody but herself and the Most High God. Because God gave me those gifts. God gave me those visions. And nobody else has to see it. Nobody else has to see it. I've gone to family for like loans, like, oh, I want to start a podcast, but I need some equipment and I gotta get me a computer. And they wasn't hearing it. They wasn't hearing it. Probably thought, oh, she's gonna start it and not finish it. Or whatever the case may be. But it's not this place to make your shit make sense. It's not. Not. You gotta do it yourself. You gotta go for your dreams, and you can't hold yourself back. You can't doubt yourself. You can't beat up on yourself. You can't wait till you lose weight. Wait till you're more financially stable. You can't wait till your kids graduate to own who you are and live in your truth. So yeah, I think I might call I'm gonna call this this episode, this conversation, but I just know that the origins of Kicking It Wit Nita came from a very pure place. And I told myself I did everything I said I was do. It just didn't look the way I thought it was gonna look. I went to work at DKX. I worked at WDKX 6 years. I said I was gonna perform at every venue and stage in Rochester, and I did. The Blue Cross Arena stuff was the auditorium. I've done all type of poetry shows, all type of stuff. And like I said, I don't necessarily have a lot of reels or material to prove it, but I know the impact that I've made on people's lives, and I know I really can't go nowhere in this town without seeing somebody I know. And I know people tell me all the time, I don't know why you hold yourself back. You're bigger than Rochester. You need to get out of Rochester. I know. I know. I know. So, since I know, and I got all of this stuff going on in my head, all these ideas, all of this stuff that I need to get out before it consumes me, because we definitely give. I saw something that said we should create more than we. What's the word? Come on, y'all, help me. We should create more than we take in. I guess that's not the word that was used, and I'm mad at thinking the word. Y'all know I'm a words person. But yes, we should create, and we should put out in the world. I strongly believe if you don't, it's gonna come somewhere else. Like, part of what made me just up and do this was that I had a dream. Did it. Saying is, like, I don't know if y'all saw, I don't know if I posted it on YouTube, but I did the yarn makeup, that viral trend that was going around. And what forced me up and do that shit one day was because I had the idea of what I was going to do in my head, and then I had a dream that somebody else did it. And you gotta know, I do struggle with, like, giving people my ideas, because a lot of people done stole my ideas. I've been done dirty in this Rochester industry. Dirty. Like, people be doing me dirty for real. But my God is greater than that. I'm definitely blessed and abundant. Always. Definitely that. Never nothing but that. So, no matter what it might seem like. So, you know, I say all of that to say that this is a place to relate, or where we can relate to each other. We can relate to each other, and you don't have to feel like you don't have nobody to talk to or somebody judging you. This is a y'all to see true growth, like where I could really be transparent about what I got going on and and everything, and then y'all go look at my other platforms and try to make it make sense and all of that. I'm fine with that. You can find me on TikTok under Nita5, just like my YouTube. You can find me on Instagram, NitaB585. I also have a few other Instagrams. My makeup page is it's a Nita, it's a underscore Nita. I don't even fucking know. I mean, I gotta put this shit in the description or something. I don't know. They're on my other Instagram. So if you add NitaB585, you'll see my nails page, my makeup page, my massage page. Yeah. I'm a single woman. I don't have a man. I don't have a girlfriend. Nothing like that. So, and my kids are grown. And my parents are grown. So I just feel like perfect time for me to release and be transparent. But better place to do it than on Kickin It Wit Nita. So y'all tap into your hood self and honor that person, honor that baby, nurture that baby, and be gentle with that baby. You know what I'm saying? And discipline that baby. Okay? Because a lot of it, like all that distraction shit, was the lack of discipline. So, and it ain't always gonna come from your parents. Dang, I ain't even roll my leaf done dried out. Anyways. Love y'all. And I love that we're co-creating this energy here, okay? So yeah. Again, welcome to Kickin It Wit Nita. And I don't have like a set time that I'll be going live. It's based off my emotions right now. I feel that feeling that I don't have, to a certain extent, nobody to talk to, you know. And I do talk to God, and I have my relationship with God, but he, like, and I really say they, but I don't want to get into that either. I just don't even want to argue with my family, my believers. I don't want to argue with nobody in how I see the divine, okay? That is made up of divine masculine and divine feminine energy. And when we don't honor the feminine energy, that is why we have so much problems on this planet. Anyways, I'm not going to talk about that because religion and spiritual belief and stuff like that is just a whole nother conversation that I don't want to get into right now. But as far as like honoring yourself, I'm all for that. I'm all for that. So again, I probably said it a billion times, but welcome to Kickin It Wit Nita. And just appreciate y'all love and support. Just if you haven't, I'm supposed to tell y'all, if you haven't, make sure y'all subscribe. Click that button, subscribe to your girl, and hold me accountable. Let's talk. Let's have this conversation. Hold me accountable. Well, I've been here for an hour. Y'all been here for an hour. I love y'all and I appreciate y'all. And we just gonna keep this going, okay? Well, with that being said, I just remember to be happy, be grateful, and be better. Yes, I want to end the stream.